Thank you for registering as a judge for the first ever Wisconsin HOSA Virtual Regional Leadership Conference. We are extremely grateful for your interest and willingness to partner with us to serve as a virtual judge on the regional level this year. My name is Noah Mutter-Schultz, and I serve as the Wisconsin HOSA Director of Competitive Events. I am joined today by Ms. Julie Williams, who serves as the Deputy Director of Competitive Events. The two of us work closely with Ms. Christina Patron, the Wisconsin HOSA State Advisor, and Ms. Shayna Mueller, who serves as the Wisconsin HOSA Conference Coordinator. Together, the four of us serve on the CE management team and provide the overall leadership and management of the Wisconsin HOSA Competitive Events and Recognition Programs. Wisconsin HOSA also contracts a team of truly dedicated individuals to serve as our competitive event lieutenants. Each of our CE lieutenants oversees a category of competitive events on both the regional and state levels. Ms. Lori Mosing serves as our Executive Assistant of Competitive Events for Wisconsin HOSA. Part of her role is to also serve as the Judge Coordinator. You should have received an email from her with information about the competitive event you have been assigned to judge on the regional level. For the competitive event you have been assigned, the respective lieutenant will serve as your primary point of contact during the virtual judging window. If you have any questions or concerns regarding your event or the virtual judging process in the meantime, please feel free to direct those to Lori Mosing.
Introductions aside, now that our Regional Leadership Conference has taken on a virtual format due to the ongoing impacts of COVID-19, we are excited for this opportunity to reach various health professionals, educators, and alumni that may not have otherwise been able to join us for our conference if it were held in person this year. If this is your first time serving as an event judge for Wisconsin HOSA, well, welcome, and you may still be wondering, what is actually HOSA all about? HOSA is a global student organization for future health professionals. HOSA focuses on learning, leadership, service, and innovation. Through participation in the competitive events program, students can work to develop and refine these skills. HOSA is open to middle, high school, and college students. As you can see here, our HOSA Competitive Events program is designed for many different aspects, right? It is intercurricular through health science and biomedical science classroom instruction. It's really to help recognize students who are willing to kind of pursue an opportunity in competing in a wide variety of events. And whether that is individual or in teamwork, really helping students to learn about problem-solving skills, communication, leadership, and overall just improving themselves as a future health professional. So this really has been an unprecedented year, to say the least, and we knew going into this program year that there would be a significant impact to our membership. Although we did have a decrease in overall membership, we are thrilled to report a total of 884 members that have registered to compete on the regional level. Now, what that looks like in a virtual format and what exactly is your role as an event judge? Well, we are going to be using Zoom as our platform. That was sent to you, the link, or will be sent to you in a link by email from Lori on February 1st. It's going to give you the link for our live meeting on February 6th, 2021 from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that meeting, we are going to have breakout rooms set up for the lieutenants to meet with the judges that are assigned for the competitive events within their specific category. The lieutenants are then going to provide kind of a few general reminders and instruction to, again, all judges. Review any specific information that's pertinent to your or each competitive event and be able to answer any additional questions that you may have during this time. So again, you'll receive information about your competitive events materials and time to really ask any specific questions, things that you might not be familiar with or uncomfortable or just want to know a little bit more about. That virtual judging window is going to open immediately after that meeting at 10 a.m. on February 6th, and it's going to close on Sunday, February 7th by 5 p.m. Judges will be able to review and score the competitor materials on your own time during this virtual judging window. So if you want to get at it right away on Saturday morning and afternoon or Saturday evening, that's fine. Maybe you want to wait until Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, but that window will close promptly at 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 7th. So we ask that you get everything completed before that deadline and time.
So whether this is your first year serving as a judge with Wisconsin HOSA, or you've judged one of our events in years past, due to being in a completely virtual format this year, the judging process will look differently. And how we provide you with competitor materials and how you go about that process of reviewing those will also look differently. So we just wanted to take a few moments to kind of highlight some of the various materials, whether they're competitor materials or judging materials that you'll be using, just so that you can prepare ahead of time and have an idea of what this virtual judging process will look like this year. So competitor materials will be provided by the lieutenant either during that event personnel meeting or immediately following, when they'll provide you with an Excel spreadsheet that will contain links to either a YouTube video, photos, or PDF documents. So some events, depending on the event you've been assigned to judge, may require that you review a presentation or a speech. Those will often be recorded as YouTube videos, and a link will be uploaded and provided to you in that Excel spreadsheet to access those videos for review. Other events may have created a poster or a display board, and competitors have taken photos of that to kind of serve as supplement to their recorded presentation. So those photos will also be linked in that spreadsheet for you to view as you're filling out the rubric and trying to determine if the competitor has met the criteria or not. Health career photography, that event is unique, where competitors for their event go out into the community and take photographs of health professions. So that event will consist of actual photographs as part of the judging process and as items that will be evaluated for their rubric. And then many other events will just have various PDF documents linked in that Excel spreadsheet, whether it's a portfolio, a resume, cover letters, written reports or papers. Those items will be linked as well. Depending on the event, you'll need to evaluate one or multiple of those items. Judging materials, the event guidelines, which will be a primary resource for you to start familiarizing yourself with, that has already been shared with you in the initial email that Lori Mosing sent with your assigned event. So she also provided a PDF copy of the respective event guidelines for you to begin reviewing between now and the event personnel meeting. The electronic, also in those event guidelines are the rubric for that specific event. Our CE team have converted those rubrics into an electronic format, and that is taking place in a Google form that will be shared with judges during the event personnel meeting as part of the competitor event materials when those are shared. Concluding the virtual judge window, Lori will send out another email with a judge feedback form, also a Google form, and that will allow you to provide some feedback of your overall experience, communication, and allow you to provide any suggestions for improvement going forward. So scoring, this is probably the primary role you'll have as a judge, is to evaluate different competitor or team materials and assess points according to the rubrics. So there are two essential resources as mentioned now. First, each competitive event has a specific set of guidelines that provides just an overall explanation of what that event is and entails, as well as a rubric at the end of those guidelines. Competitors often use the event guidelines and rubric as a primary resource as they prepare to compete. In the email that Lori sent, she did include this in there, so you can already begin to familiarize yourself with your event and the rubric. write down any questions you may have, bring those to that live event personnel meeting taking place on February 6th to ask your lieutenant, and they can provide additional clarity. If there's anything pressing or questions that you may have in the meantime that you want answers for, don't hesitate to reach out to Lori, and she'll either direct those to myself and Julie, or to your lieutenant, and one of us will be glad to help provide that additional clarity in the meantime. Second, as mentioned, the event guidelines contain that specific rubric for your competitive event. And to aid in the virtual judging process, we have converted these into an electronic format, into a Google form. Lieutenants will provide these to you during the event personnel meeting or immediately following. And I just wanted to take a moment to show you kind of what that Google form will look like, and kind of help you know what to expect. So whether you're judging extemporaneous writing, health career photography, research poster, those are all considered leadership events. So underneath the leadership category of events, when the lieutenant shares with you this Google form rubric, they're sharing with you the Google form rubric for the entire category of events. So the initial question is going to ask you to select which event you are judging. So say you're judging extemporaneous writing, for example. Click that. When you click next, that will take you to a separate section, and you'll only see the specific rubric for your event then. So this one is extemporaneous writing. The next question will ask you to select your name from the dropdown. When you select your name, it will then bring you to another dropdown question for the competitor or chapter ID. So that information will be provided to you in that initial Excel spreadsheet, and you'll only see the competitors or teams IDs listed for those that you are going to be judging. So make sure that you match the ID, competitor or team ID from the Google form to that Excel spreadsheet to make sure that you're scoring the correct one. As you scroll down, our lieutenants, most of them have included screenshots to the rubrics, just as another reference and clarity point. As you scroll down further, that's where you'll see they've converted those rubrics into the electronic format as the Google form. So each of these questions match the sections above, and how the rubrics are set up, you'll have the options to select the points accordingly. When you get done judging each individual competitor or team, you'll click next at the bottom, and that will bring you to or allow you to submit another response. So you'll go back to the top. Again, it'll ask you for your name, and then the drop down of your competitors or teams that have been assigned to you. You'll select the next one, and you'll just repeat that process. Our judges, or our lieutenants, our lieutenants will go over this process with each of their judges more in depth during that event personnel meeting, and answer additional questions that you may have during that time. If judges have the ability to use dual screens, this could also assist in the efficiency of the scoring process. Another recommendation would be to print at least one copy of the rubric found in the event guidelines ahead of time, and use that as a reference, just as to help speed things up and make it a little more efficient when you're watching the presentations or reviewing materials on one screen. You can have either another screen to fill out these rubrics, or a paper copy, and then transfer your scores into the rubric at the end or at a later point. Yeah.
We're going to ask for you judges to please complete the evaluation tool, the Google form that will be provided to you after our virtual judging window has concluded, and be specific. We really work hard to review all evaluations to continue to improve our process for the competitive events program. There will also be a place for you to provide your address for Wisconsin HOSA to mail you our appreciation gift. So if for any reason you are unable to judge, we ask that you please reach out by notifying Ms. Lori Mosing, our Wisconsin HOSA Judge Coordinator, at her email, lorimosing@gmail.com, and get ready to mark your calendars for our live event personnel meeting that's going to again be conducted through Zoom on Saturday, February 6th at 9 a.m.
Again, on behalf of the members of Wisconsin HOSA, we thank you for your interest and commitment to provide our regional competitors an opportunity to further enhance their knowledge and skills in their pursuit to better prepare themselves to become future health professionals. Thank you and have a great day.